I am Iron Man.
Hello there.
Avengers!
Do you want to talk 15 minutes for like about D23?
Yeah.
All right. So just to real quick get into that, I think the main look, D23 was pretty little for Marvel. We'll talk Star Wars D23 another time because I think that was pretty good. But D23 for Marvel was pretty little. I think the main thing is the Thunderbolts.
Yeah, that was the biggest takeaway.
The biggest takeaway is we got the Thunderbolts lineup, and I think so. Let's just say first, the lineup is
it's Yelena Belova.
Okay, so Yelena, we've got Red Guardian.
Yep.
We've got Ghost from Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Very surprising.
Very surprising.
Completely forgot about her. Not gonna lie, completely forgot about that character, but I'm glad she's in it.
We've got U.S. Agent. We've got Bucky the Winter Soldier, and then we've got.
Was Tim Roth announced or no?
No. So that's it was a surprisingly tame lineup, I think is the best way to put it.
Yeah, it wasn't very like, oh my god, like because even I think your theory's right that Zemo is going to be the bad guy and then he'll eventually join.
Oh, Taskmaster was the one I forgot.
Oh yes, yeah.
Which is another good one. I like Taskmaster and Ghost. They're kind of surprise hits for me that I like.
Now was the Taskmaster in Black Widow? Did she survive? I forget.
Yes.
Okay.
She survives and she's like absorbed into the like Black Widow like crew that's like
okay, like the
whatever.
Yeah. Okay. I haven't seen Black Widow in a long time. Or not since it came out. So
I think I rewatched it once. But yeah, no, I for that movie, which I don't think we've talked about, but like that movie's good. It's fine. I really like Taskmaster though.
Yeah, like, it's a cool character. Yeah.
So I'm excited for her to come back.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Ghost to come back. Love Red Guardian.
Yeah, that's gonna be good. That's gonna be really good.
Yeah, I mean, how could you not? I forget his name, but like he's just a funny guy.
David Harbour.
Yes. I mean, Stranger Things fans, Hopper.
Oh,
U.S. Agent. I am extremely the more I think about Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and the more I think about that actor, he is such a fun guy.
He's Kurt Russell's son. He's
Is he really?
Yeah, he's Kurt Russell's son. So he's really good. I mean, he's been in a bunch of other stuff that's really good. But I did like him a lot in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Like,
I think he was really good at displaying that, even though he was doing, let's say, villain things, he wasn't a villain. And I thought he did a great job of portraying that. And that's why I'm excited.
What he was. I mean, he's a member of the army, like a high-ranking member of the army, thinking he was doing something good, but really he was not doing something great. Like,
right. And
it was all that power in him that he thought he had more authority over people just because he had, because in the beginning he didn't have the super soldier serum, did he?
No, he
took it himself, right?
At some point.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to think of. And I guess they learned their lesson with Abominations.
Yes. No, they were just putting into their next army guy.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I like him. I think he's a huge plus.
He's a good addition.
Bucky, I think, is the most obvious pick, right? Like,
yeah.
You had to have an actual hero. He's the guy that Winter Soldier cannot possibly be on the lunchbox, to put in Doctor Strange terms. He can't be on the lunchbox because he was too much of a villain in the past.
He's a literal assassin. Yeah.
Right. But he's also been pardoned and he's a good guy now. So if the government is somehow running this team, it makes sense that they're like, hey, we need you to keep these guys in line.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now, that being said, I don't know if this is government. I feel like they're setting it up to look like it is, but I don't think it is.
I don't think it's going to be like Suicide Squad where it's the legit government.
Right.
Because Julia Val, right? Madam
Val.
Hydra or whatever her name is.
Val something.
She seems shady. Like she
Yes.
doesn't seem like she seems like she's posing as a government official, but
Yes.
she's actually some sort of other sect, whether it be Hydra or something like that.
I also get like private vibes, like private like she's a private corporation, like trying to do her own thing, like trying to monetize off of an Avenger style team. I don't know. I could see maybe she's part of Sword, and we're just gonna see a corrupt Sword, just like corrupt Shield.
Shield,
like, I there's definitely something there, and I agree. I think they're setting it up to look like it's a government team, but it's not.
Yeah.
No Abomination on this team. No Red Hulk. No
Zemo. I mean, we had talked.
No Zemo.
About Zemo,
so there's a very significant thing here, and another podcast I listened to pointed this out. A very black belt man-to-man combat team. Not really any big monster superpowers on this team.
Yeah.
And it's interesting why. Are they keeping it a secret? Like, is Abomination a secret member of this team? Are they trying to keep the team like Black Ops so you don't want that kind of attention? Would make sense why Ghost is on the team.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a very interesting thing. I could also see, let's say if Zemo. If we say Zemo is the actual villain to this, the way Loki was to the Avengers, I could see Zemo recruiting Abomination. You get like some kind of team up fight, team versus team.
Which I also, now thinking about it, it does make sense that they probably left Abomination out of the cast list, because in She-Hulk, they literally just said, if you turn into Abomination again, like your status of parole is you can no longer turn into Abomination.
Right.
So maybe right now Disney's like, let's keep him out of the release right now, and then once She-Hulk finishes up, whatever happens there, maybe they'll announce, okay, Emil Blonsky's in it, and so maybe Zemo will be in a post-credit scene recruiting him or something.
And that actually, that's a great point, because if they put Abomination on this poster midway through She-Hulk, that just confirms what we all are assuming is that Abomination comes back, right? You gotta put a little bit of mystery, a surprise, a little bit of question in there, and that's a great point. I applaud you for that. I think that might literally be why he's not on that list, because I think he has to be in this movie.
Oh yeah, I mean isn't he a key member of the Thunderbolts?
It's just not that I know of. It's just more that he just feels perfect for this roster,
and why bring him back just for the She-Hulk show? You know
right?
What I mean?
Like it was a fun. I think when he brought back just for Shang-Chi, it's a fun cameo, and I'm okay leaving that where it is. But then him coming back for She-Hulk, I'm like, okay, you're investing in this.
Obviously,
character.
setting him up for something else. Yeah.
Yes. Agreed. And I don't know. I guess it could be World War Hulk, which we still have no idea.
Yeah. Sure. There's gonna be too many post credit scenes.
I know.
In this show.
I don't know. But I do like the cast. Like, long story short, I do like this lineup of Thunderbolts.
Another one, Secret Invasion trailer.
Yes.
That looks pretty good. Very Winter Soldier-esque, or not. Winter Soldier. Yeah, like
movie Winter Soldier.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Very like spy espionage. You don't know who to trust. You don't know. So, and this is I feel like gonna have crazy implications on the further MCU of who has been a Skrull this entire time. Like there's gonna be some big revelations of holy shit. Like, I mean, obviously they're not gonna say Cap or Iron Man or anything like that was a Skrull, but like, what if I can't think of a lower.
I still like the idea that like the Defenders are Skrulls, right? Like the guys we haven't seen, like that's why it's different. Like you're gonna tell me that Daredevil was a Skrull and be like, all right, sure, that makes sense. Yeah, let's have real Daredevil now, or something stupid like, you could even tell me like U.S. Agent, like someone we just met.
Like people think Martin Freeman built like the guy who played Bilbo, and they think because he's in the trailer, possibly he's a Skrull. Like
it would make sense. Another one I like, Val, my wife, not Val, Madam Hydra. Val, my wife, and I were talking about after the trailer, and you see Rhodey a couple of times in this trailer. Yeah. And at one point, he's walking down a flight of stairs, no leg attachments. Now,
I didn't even notice that.
Now we could be assuming Disney's just making mistakes, which they can. That's not out of the question. But I kind of like the idea that a Skrull wouldn't think to make sure he's got these leg braces on.
Yeah. I mean, and when you think about it too, like he obviously wouldn't be fully healed because he wasn't fully healed in Endgame. Like, and that was over 5 years after that.
Right.
You know, like, so,
and
still obviously not healed.
Still Rhodey being a Skrull related, or swapping it, that could be actual Rhodey, and we've been with Skrull Rhodey the whole time. Skrull Rhodey's the one who's disabled.
Yeah.
How wild would that be?
That would be pretty crazy.
I also like. Oh, I can't. Never mind. Nope. I was gonna. There's a way I could tie Rick and Morty into this, but it's a spoiler, so I will save that for another time. No, I thought it was a very good trailer, and I'm very excited. I think one of the most interesting things, really quickly, is that we see the main Skrull from Captain Marvel the movie. He's in a room of like 5 of the same people, so clearly he's surrounded by Skrulls.
Yeah,
he doesn't know what's going on. Definitely always assume that Skrulls knew who Skrulls are. Yeah, interesting. They can't figure that out just by looking.
I watched like a breakdown of the trailer, and they said in the comics there's different sects, like sects, SECT.
yes.
Of Skrulls. So like there's good Skrulls, there's bad Skrull, you know what I mean? Like almost kind of like the so yeah. So
well, and that makes sense too, right?
Like there are different, I guess there are different, better word would be faction. They're like
faction. No, but like it, and that makes sense. Like, look, Secret Invasion was always going to be about Skrulls. As far as the general MCU audience, Skrulls are not bad people. So you definitely have to have some kind of introduction to a terrorist Skrull group or something.
Yeah, and I'm sure they'll have like, you know,
they got to be bad.
I'm sure they'll have some sort of like big backstory in the beginning of like the Skrull politics, or not politics, but like how they acted on their home world and stuff, and the Kree and everything. So
agree. So last one's being Werewolf by Night.
Yeah,
I thought that trailer looked awesome.
It looks amazing.
I love does it take place in the past, or is this just a mood setting visual?
I watched another trailer breakdown, and and
Good.
The theory they gave, now the channel I watched is called New Rockstars. They have some pretty wild theories at some points, and this one's a kind of wild one. So they think that it's a pocket dimension that they're in. Like a so because the Darkhold was just destroyed. So I'm sure the Darkhold has some sort of something to do with like werewolves and vampires and stuff, like, you know, mystical, not mystical, but like, I don't know the right word.
Destruction of the Darkhold is going to have some implication on why Blade has to go fight vampires, why we have werewolves.
Exactly. Sure. Yeah. Something that, and so they think maybe the destruction of the Darkhold forms some sort of pocket reality, and that's where these people are.
Okay.
So
they don't think it's actually the MCU, like the main 616 or whatever.
No, not the main 616. Yeah, no. I don't think it's set in the past. I don't know though, you know, who knows, but
I like the visual. It looks cool, very old school looking, and not just because it's black and white, like just the whole aesthetic,
the editing
just
of it,
the trailer. I have one thing I found out afterwards that is a little disheartening, and apparently it's only a half hour. Really? And it was supposed to be an hour, but for whatever reason it got cut to a half hour. And I'm a little, it's more that I'm just bummed because
you want it to be long.
I want it to be like, I mean, I guess a movie is, I always want a movie, right? But I'm really, I was a little bummed by that, but I'm still very excited. Like you said, the trailer looks great, and that's really all. The poster looks cool too.
Yeah, I mean, even like they had like the TVA was in it. Like the TVA was in the trailer. I don't know if you noticed that, but that was one of the cameos.
I did not notice that.
Yeah, like they're literally fighting with those pruning sticks. Like, you know, the sticks they use to dissolve people. Yeah. There's one where they're literally fighting with them, and like one of them dissolves someone, and they're like, "Holy shit, that's the TVA!" Like, so this is gonna mix in with the MCU somehow. But
I figured it would. Like, I don't think it'll connect to Blade right away. I definitely see that being
apparently they were gonna include Mahershala Ali's Blade in it, but he had like scheduling conflicts, so he couldn't film it. But
maybe that's why it was cut down. Like which actually makes me feel a little better, because to me, you're just cutting out. That's a lot, but like it probably wasn't a cameo. It probably was a full part.
Yeah.
And so, okay, we gotta make it not depend on Blade showing up to do whatever Blade does.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay with me then. Like then you're fully focusing on the werewolf, which is just a crazy idea, right?
The one character, I forget her name, but she's basically like MCU's Buffy, like the main girl in it, like the girl that's in the cage at the end.
Right, with the shadow. What a shot.
Oh, that was amazing.
The wolf
so
shadow
cool.
or whatever.
It looks creepy and weird, and it's something new for for Marvel. Like, I'm glad they're doing stuff like this. They're not just sticking to the cookie cutter Disney Plus show, Disney Plus or Disney movie or MCU movie, Disney Plus show, MCU. Like, they're throwing in, because now we have the Christmas special coming up this year too. Like, so there's these weird like throwaway
this is what
things,
I want to see on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
I want to see weird and different on Disney Plus,
not just the same thing you can see in theaters. Like,
exactly. I'm curious. I don't know if I must have heard this somewhere to make me think it, but like, so the werewolf being the main monster in this, of course, it's Werewolf by Night, makes sense. Are we going to allude to other monsters? Are vampires mentioned?
There was another monster, Man Thing.
I was going to bring up Man Thing.
Sorry,
do we get Man Thing?
He is in it. He's in the trailer.
He's in the trailer?
Yeah, I guess it's a real quick shot.
Gotta watch the trailer again. Clearly missed some things.
The breakdown, they're like, and we have confirmed Man Thing in the MCU. So
that's wild, because Man Thing is, Brendan, do you know about Man Thing?
Not a thing.
He is
not a man.
One of the most powerful creatures in the Marvel universe, from what I know. Like in one of the comics I loved, it was Deadpool kills the Marvel universe. Basically, he kills the universe, and he's like the only living person left, and he finds Man Thing and fights him until Man Thing agrees to finally send him to a different universe. And so it's a great comic. I highly recommend it for any Deadpool fans. But the whole point of that being is Man Thing in that comic had the ability to hop dimensions, at least connect dimensions. So that could be a huge Secret Wars factor, or a huge, I mean, even that, like, we could see, now I'm not saying in Werewolf by Night, like, you could see Man Thing being used to bring in X-Men or Deadpool or
bring
whatever,
in other
like,
characters.
It could be he's a very cosmic level powerful being. And long story short, he's just a monster. So it's a really,
it's a cool thing to throw. Yeah,
exactly.
Something we don't really see monsters in the MCU. We see enhanced superheroes that look like monsters, but no real, like, yet we haven't seen vampires and werewolves and all that stuff. So
I'm excited to see Man Thing, and I hope he really kind of gets important. I'm not gonna lie. I really want to see that.
I mean, I don't know anything about him, but from what you just said, it sounds like a pretty awesome character. So I'm excited for this.
Also add, kind of jumped there, like I didn't need to breathe, but I did also see Werewolf was confirmed to get a series following this one shot.
So probably going to be like a short little, like, hey, here's the introduction of this character, here's what's happening, and then he'll probably get thrown into the MCU and probably have some sort of mix with Blade or
and I feel like that might, like, and again, it excites me for this one shot. I keep calling it like it, because to me this will be a condensed who is the werewolf in the MCU, and this is it, and it's awesome. And then you get your series, which will be a little more stretched out. Maybe we get a Blade interaction. Maybe
throw some vampires in there,
right? Like some other weird things, and that's where you can sprinkle it in, just like they're doing in She-Hulk.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
That's good. I didn't know they were going to do a series after this, so that's even more exciting. So
yeah, it's I actually think I've talked myself back into full excitement. Like, I was a little taken aback by the time, but like, okay, they lost some time. They're adding more in a series. There's a lot going on in this, and I love the appearance of it. I love the look, and I'm
it's-
all here for it. Like you said, different is better for Marvel.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, variety of different looks and stuff like that. It's gonna be
Mhm.
it's gonna be good. I'm excited.
But I think that's about it. Captain
for-
America, we already really talked about
Yeah.
whether or not that's this or whatever. But like, yeah, Captain America 4 got a reveal for the leader. That's exciting. We've already hit that. But I think that's all I got for
that's all I really saw as
confirmed.
far as,
no cast for Fantastic Four.
yeah. I mean, we still haven't gotten anything on that, which is
very much
weird.
Feige at the end was just like, no, like it's 2 years away. We're not there
time.
yet.
Yeah.
No.
Understandably. I mean, they got 2 years till the release. So I'm sure probably like mid 2023 they'll release stuff. Like
something
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 the
like
cast and they already have the director announced. So
that was the thing that was I don't even remember who it was, but
I forget to.
Very exciting.
Not really on the top of my list of who's directing and what I care about the movie. Yeah. Especially about an MCU movie. But
they don't do nothing.
yeah,
but yeah, no, I think that's about it for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks everyone for listening as always.
Oh yeah, we'll catch you on the next one.